This one email generates $31,000 every single month passively. I'm going to show you what it is, how you can set it up, but before I have a warning. If you don't have a business and you're not a business owner, click away from this video. It's not going to help you at all. This is primarily for e-commerce businesses, dropshippers, brand owners, course owners. If you sell shit online, this video is going to be for you. If not, it's not. And we're going to be talking about not just one email, we're going to be talking about a series of emails, which I'm going to actually give you the template to by the end of the video. And yeah, let's dive right in. Now, to prove this to you, I'm going to log into a live client account. I'm going to reload the page. You see the numbers are legit. You see they generated 750K in the past 30 days, 318,000 coming from emails. And if we scroll down, this one flow generated, again, as I said, 31K euros in sales. Now, the best thing about this one flow is that it's super profitable. All the sales generated from this flow are roughly, if we have to estimate, the 50 to 60% net margin. That's basically the margin you get after all expenses. This is extremely profitable, makes ads work a lot better. And you might be asking what this is. This is a simple abandoned checkout email flow. Now, if you already have an abandoned checkout email flow, you might be like, okay, I know, I'm going to click this off, but wait, there's a couple of very specific things that you need to implement in order for these flows to work extremely effectively. And by extremely effectively, I mean most abandoned checkout flows and how business owners implement them, they only recover roughly from 6 to 9% of abandoned checkouts. This flow, which template I'm actually going to give you at the end of the video, typically converts from 9 to 15% of abandoned checkouts. So that's way more than the number we gave that's typically seen for the regular abandoned checkouts, and that's because of a couple of tricks we implement. Now, I'm going to show you how you can set this abandoned checkout flow live. I'm going to go into a tutorial account and show you basically everything. Now, depending on the size of your brand, if you're a beginner or a large brand, this is going to depend. We typically set them up with a couple of nuances based on how big the brand is. I'm going to show you a universal template that's going to work for 80 to 99% of businesses out there. For the ones who are typically larger and have more experience, more revenue, we create a custom tailored solution for them. But for the majority of the businesses, what you're going to want to do is log into an application called Klaviyo. Klaviyo is an email marketing software. There's a couple of alternatives. Klaviyo is the industry leader, so I would go with them. Then you're going to do an integration, hap-lap, everything's going to be done, and you're going to go under the section flows. Think of flows as automations. If someone abandons a checkout on your site, you send them an email. Someone places an order, you can send them an email. That's what flows are. We're going to tap on create a flow. Then we're going to ignore all the templates and we're just going to go build your own. I'm going to call this abandoned checkout video. Just so I remember it's for the abandoned checkout video. Then the trigger we're going to add as checkout started, and then trigger filters we're going to add placed order equals 0 times, sorry. I messed up. We're going to add a profile filter, what someone has or has not done. Placed orders 0 times since starting this flow. And what this flow filter is going to do is going to throw out everybody who has placed an order. So if someone abandoned a checkout and then later placed an order, they're going to be thrown out. That's what we want to do. Then the next thing we're going to implement, I'm going to add a time delay. Something that's important for these time delays and how we set up the abandoned checkout flow is the biggest mistake people do is they only have 1 or 2 abandoned checkout emails. Typically, we aim for around 4 to 5. You might be asking, well, Reynes, isn't that too many emails? Isn't that going to annoy the customers? Not really. Because the way you set up the emails, especially when we work with larger brands who do $500,000 a month, so on and so forth, is we look at the different objections the customers have before buying, and we have abandoned checkout emails handle those concerns. I'm going to show you how this can be done and which emails it should be implemented in. Typically for the first email, we send it out after 15 minutes. That's how we set them up. And then we're gonna dive into the resource, which is the abandoned carts template. Here, we're gonna have 5 checkout abandoned cart emails, which you can implement, and I'm gonna show you how to implement a couple of these right now in this video. By the way, to get access to these templates, you're gonna go to my Instagram. It's gonna be linked below. DM me email templates, AC. Just DM this to me on Instagram, and I'll send this resource to you. Now, in terms of the emails, how they work, we're going to be creating plain text emails. These are emails with no design, so you don't need a graphic designer, you don't need graphic design experience, and anyone and their grandmother could set this up. If you have a VA, just send this video to them, and they'll get everything running. It's that simple. Again, there's a couple of pros and cons to these types of emails. Number one is they feel conversational. If I were to send an email to my colleague, this is what the email would look like. It would look like text. It wouldn't have any fancy visuals on it, any images, nothing. This works extremely well. Now, to edit these templates, you're just going to read through them. Then the things that are in brackets or just all caps, these are things that you want to change. For example, hey, first name. This is the variable of the reader's name. Then it's name from brands. Let's say our brand is, let's say our brand is Bygone insect spray. I definitely didn't look at the Bygone insect spray that I have over there. Anyways, so we have an example of the brand name. Our brand name is going to be Bygone. We're going to be selling an insect spray. So let's get these emails going. Hey, first name, here we can add a name of either the founder or a random name if you wish. We could say, hey, it's Hank from Bygone. And a little smile at the end. I saw that you left your insect spray with us, and I wanted to reach out to remind you about it. Don't worry, it's with us in a secure place. Click here to retrieve it. We're going to be linking this with a special link on Klaviyo, and I'm going to show it to you. And then here we can add a bold, and we can have add the product name Bygone insect spray. Eliminate So there you go. This is how the emails can be edited. And here again, we're going to add Hank from Bygone. As you can see, this took me literally like, 2 minutes for one email, 5 emails, 10 minutes. If you don't do this for your brand, and it literally takes you, 10 minutes to set up in general, just to make potentially 30K extra in sales per month, you have to go to the doctor and get your brain checked. But again, this is super simple, super easy to set up. You're just gonna go and do this for all of the emails. Now, something that I'm gonna give you that's not in the template per se, but what I like to do in emails, first 2 emails is I like to remind people that they just need to go to the checkout and we're waiting for them to buy. Email 3, this one is where we can start to give discounts. Here I like to kind of like talk about a bribe for you, kind of an interesting angle to not just say, hey, here's a discount, but here's a bribe, or bribing you to try our product. It's so good that you're going to come back and buy again. Email 4, this is what we can, this is where we can answer some of the other concerns. Typically, I like to add a frequently asked questions email. The way that email will be structured is fairly similar. Hey, it's me again. I know you're probably sick of me by now, but I don't want you to miss out on your product name. Then here, I could say, there's probably a couple of questions or some concerns you have about it, so I'm here to address them one by one. And then, number 1, is this product toxic to humans? No, blah, 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 blah. Very simple setup. And email 5 is a breakup offers. For the subject line, I typically like to add expiring in 3 hours, something with real scarcity, and then you've pretty much set up everything you need to. Very simple, straight to the point, and I'm going to show you how to implement this in Klaviyo. So what you're going to do, you created the trigger, wait 15 minutes. By the way, here you can see what each of the delays should be after each one of the emails. But yeah, you go onto email 1, then I'm just going to go with create text-only email. Just tab that for now. Don't worry about the email name. Don't worry about anything. Copy this. Paste it. Paste text only. Then I'm just going to reformat it so it looks all nice. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to scroll all the way up to this text. And at the bottom of the email, I'm going to add this. Paste text only. This is just an unsubscribe link. That's what needs to be added. I added the font 9. Then add a couple of spaces in between so it's not just directly under the email and just makes it scream that it's a marketing email. And then last but not least, I'm going to take this weird looking link and I'm going to hyperlink it to the CTA button of the email. What this is going to do is it is automatically going to populate the abandoned checkouts from the site, and it's going to send people to the checkout they abandoned the checkout with. So they're going to see the exact products they abandoned the checkout with, everything. Super simple, super straightforward. Now we're going to go back to the email, take the subject line, paste it in. That's it. Check the sender name, check the sender email address, and you're good to go. This is a process you're basically just going to repeat. So just clone this, clone the email, clone the delay. That's the delay between the emails. Then go to email 2. Then it says 12 hours. So we can do 12 hours. Great. Then change the name here of email hashtag 2. Then basically fill this out, copy and paste it. Everything will be good to go. Now, for some of these, there's not the subject line created. That's because subject lines are, firstly, they're going to depend on the email itself, and also they're not that difficult to create. The couple of things you have to remember for subject lines, keep them short, keep them straight to the point, and keep them interesting. You want them to open the email. For example, for this one, it could be, "We're waiting for you." As simple as that. And that's pretty much the overview for how you can make a lot of money with a super simple series of emails very quickly. Something I forgot to mention is once emails are good to go, once you've implemented everything, go onto Manage Flow. Review and turn on, set flow status to live, and then save. Then your email flows are going to be live, and whenever someone abandons the checkout, you're going to send these emails them, get them to go to the store and buy from you again. Now, as I said, you can get this exact email template that we've used for many different brands, that we've given out to many different brand owners in a variety of niches. It's worked over and over and over again. Just DM me on Instagram and I'm going to send it to you. Again, the thing you have to DM me is, I don't remember by heart anymore. The video editor is going to add it on screen. Yeah, just the text you need to send to me on Instagram to get access to this. And yeah, see you on IG.